We, the people, want to state clearly that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not...
Hello and welcome to Refresh Nigeria. Another exciting day for me to bring good news to you concerning the events that are unfolding in Nigeria. Alright, I have good news for you. This time around, the good news is coming from Pastor Sarah Omakwu of the Family Worship Center. This woman of God never ceases to amaze me. She never ceases to impress me. I know she doesn't intend to impress. She's just being herself. But when she does what she does, I cannot help but be impressed. And I cannot help but just thank God for the life of Pastor Sarah of the Family Worship Center. Now, she said a whole lot of things that have not made it to mainstream media, and I think this ought not to be, and that's why I'm going to do this reaction on her We the People speech. I call it a speech. It was not a sermon. We the People speech on one of our Sunday programs in church. Fantastic speech that every single Nigerian should listen to. I tell you the truth and I kid you not. Fantastic, fantastic speech. All right, so let's get to the meat of it. One thing with Pastor Sarah is that she says what she says. She doesn't try to pretend that she heard from God or that she wants to prophesy into your life. No, like most pastors do. Coming to say, oh, if I be a man of God, if I be a woman of God. No, Pastor Sarah does not do that. She preaches the word when she wants to preach the word. And she dishes it out like the Bible prescribes, right? She dishes it out. But when she wants to make a statement as a leader, she makes the statement as a leader. Not hiding behind, I heard from God, this is what God showed me concerning the 2023 election. And by the way, the 2023 election has proved that majority of the men of God or the women of God out there actually do not hear from God. They're just using they're just playing on the intelligence of the people. They're playing on the spirituality, the belief, the emotions of the people, but not Pastor Sarah. Before the election, she made her mind clear. Remember when she said this about go and waste your vote. We don't have structure. We will take back our country. When she made that speech back then, she did not hide behind, this is what God is saying. No. She made her point based it on fact. The fact that people are suffering. There's insecurity. There's high rate of unemployment. And it is the APC that has midwifed this in the past 8 years, in addition to the past 16 years of the PDP. And she made it clear that if the PDP has failed, the APC has failed, then we should jettison the APC and the PDP and try somebody that we know has a track record that we can trust. Somebody that has not stolen public funds. Somebody that had the mind to leave money behind after leaving office. Nobody has done that in Nigeria except Peter Obi. And that was her reason for saying people should support Peter Obi. And that is my reason for supporting Peter Obi. Because you see, the mindset of the average politician for joining politics is to go there and steal. It doesn't matter whether such a politician is a pastor, like we have now. The governor-elect of Benue State is a reverend father. I tell you the truth. Reverend father or not, the mere fact that he's on the platform of the APC is already corrupt. And he's already going there to probably enrich himself. We stand and we are watching. That is the reason why Peter Obi stood out. Unfortunately, many Nigerians allowed these wicked politicians to deceive them with ethnicity, with religion, to support the APC and the PDP again. But even despite that, it's clear that with a free and fair election, without the interference of INEC, without the interference of the police, without the interference of the traditional institutions, without their interference, Peter Obi would have won this ballot in the first place without the need for going to court. If anybody would have gone to court, it would have been either the APC or the PDP. But for the interference of INEC, the security agencies, and all manner, we are where we are. But despite that notwithstanding, let's move away from the fact that, oh, the elections were rigged, which is obvious to everyone, and that the rightful choice, the choice that represented the yearnings of the people, the choice that represented the fact that we are moving from the old Nigeria to a new Nigeria, which everybody believes is possible. Despite that fact, Pastor Sarah came out to make these very valid points. And I think that we should dwell on these points because they are the points that will save Nigeria. They're the points that will save Nigeria. And God bless you, Pastor Sarah. God bless you for standing for the truth, no matter what. You know, there are so many significant things about what Pastor Sarah said. Number one, she said, Tinubu is not the president-elect of we the people of Nigeria. She boldly said that Tinubu is the president-elect of Mahmoud's INEC, the president-elect of the APC. The president-elect of the APC. Do you understand that? That is huge. It is similar to what Dati Baba Ahmed said, that Festus Keyamo and the likes came out, guns blazing, asking or writing petitions to DSS and asking DSS to come and arrest Peter Obi and Yusuf Dati. Now, Pastor Sarah has said the same thing. In fact, Pastor Sarah said it even before Yusuf Dati. Because Pastor Sarah said this 3 weeks ago. Before Yusuf Dati. I wonder why Festus Keyamo did not write a petition against Pastor Sarah. Perhaps now he will write his petition. But you see, the funny thing is this. Do you know that the secretary to the government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, attends family worship? So the fact that this thing was said could not have been said without the knowledge of the people in Aso Rock. And she made a lot of points. She talked about how President-elect Tinubu is not the president-elect of Nigerians, and how we are still waiting for the process of the elections petitions tribunal. And she called on the justices of the tribunal, the appeal court and the Supreme Court to put the constitution of Nigeria ahead of everything. That they should not base their decisions on technicalities, but on truth and on justice. And then she said that whatever comes from a free process, talking about the petition process now, whatever the outcome, Nigerians will accept it if it is transparent, if it is seen to be free and fair. So according to Pastor Sarah, we're still waiting. And you know, I agree with her. But one thing that we can bring out of this is this. President Mohmammadu Buhari promised free and fair elections. And so I ask, like Pastor Sarah asked, is this the free and fair elections that you promised us? So many things in this video. You should watch it. I will leave a link to it, and I will also add it to the end of this video so that you can just watch it straight up without any break. This is the kind of message we need in Nigeria today. This is the kind of message that we need in Nigeria today. We don't want a situation whereby some pastors will come and try to make it look like, oh, it can be the will of God if Tinubu is sworn in. No. And if it's not the will of God, then it will not get there. As it is now, the only thing that can stop Tinubu from being sworn in, it's not even the election tribunal. It's not the election petitions tribunal. That cannot stop Tinubu from being sworn in. Yes, Peter Obi has taken his case to the tribunal, but that cannot stop Peter Obi. That cannot stop the president-elect of INEC from being sworn in on May 29th. It cannot. According to the Constitution, unless something extraordinary happens, maybe a declaration of a state of emergency, which will be as a result of breakdown of law and order, or an outbreak of war. That's the only thing that will lead to an interim government that will stop the swearing in of Tinubu. So, the truth of the matter is that Tinubu will be sworn in on May 29, despite the fact that the case is at the elections tribunal, and that can go on for 6 months, right? And from there, if they decide to appeal, it can go on for another 3 months. In fact, they can linger on for as much as 2 years. So we should brace for it. Now, what Pastor Sarah is saying is this: no matter how long the process is at the elections petitions tribunal, the Court of Appeal, and then at the Supreme Court, if it is free and fair, it will be acceptable to Nigerians. It will be acceptable. It is the outcome of that process now that will now determine who the true president-elect of we the people will be. So watch the video and make of it what you will.
I'd like to thank you all for coming out en masse to vote on the 25th of February, especially for those of you who voted for the very first time. Congratulations and well done. I'd like to congratulate the youth of Nigeria for coming out to take back your country. And yes, you took back your country. Clap for yourselves. I would like to encourage you not to give up. It's okay to have been a little disappointed with the way things turned out, but it's not over yet. God is still at work, and we will have the final laugh. Yes, we the people will have the final laugh. Job chapter 20 verse 4 and 5 says, "Do you not know this of old, since man was placed on earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment? The triumphing of the wicked is short." I hear that some of you have decided to destroy your PVCs and never vote again. No, don't do that. That is not right. It's not a good decision. I want you to know that your PVCs last Saturday retired some old politicians and shocked them to the root. To not vote again is to leave some of them that have no business being there to continue. Therefore, you will keep your PVC and go out next Saturday and retire some governors and some members of the State House of Assembly who have been there for a long time with nothing to show for it. Yes, go out there and continue the revolution that you started 2 Saturdays ago. Go en masse. Go. Do not commit suicide. I hear that a little boy of about 14 years committed suicide in Jos. That is really unfortunate, and I pray that God will comfort his family. Committed suicide because he said INEC had killed his hope. Please do not exchange your lives for the lives of these old people that have nothing to offer. You have a lot to offer, so stay alive. Don't commit suicide, because God will deliver Nigeria. In fact, God has delivered Nigeria. You will not only vote on Saturday, but you will also ensure that your votes are counted and the result posted on the wall, and you take a picture of it. That is so important, that you take a picture of your polling unit. Ensure that the result is uploaded on the beavers. Those of you who are party agents, make sure you snap the result of the EC8A result sheets. That is going to be the salvation of this election. It is the fact that every agent took a picture and sent it quickly to your people before some monsters invade some places. I speak in parables. Also take videos of any abnormality. We, the people, want to state clearly that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not our president-elect. He is the President-elect of Professor Mahmood Yakubu, of INEC, and of APC. The President-elect of Nigeria will emerge through a free, fair, and transparent process, as stipulated by the guidelines and rules of INEC, from voting to posting, uploading on the beavers, to the servers, to collation, to pronouncement. And hopefully, the President-elect will be pronounced in the daytime, not at night, while we, the people, are asleep. The process is for all the people, not for some of the people. We, the people, are disappointed and embarrassed at the conduct of this election by INEC and by Professor Mahmood. We are also disappointed at Mr. President Mohmammadu Buhari for accepting such a result and even going ahead to send your congratulations, despite all the assurances by you to conduct a free and fair and transparent election. I dare to say it fell below minimum standard required. Mr. President, we were sure you would keep to your words, as we had been made to believe that you are a person of integrity. Alas, sir, you have made us a laughingstock of the other African countries and have made our reputation of being a corrupt people worse. Therefore, we, the people, reject the result of Professor Mahmood elections. I state again that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not our president-elect. Our president-elect is expected to come through a credible process. And no matter who comes out of that process, if the process is followed, we will accept it, because the process justifies the end. To that end, I would like to call on all the justices of the Supreme Court or any other judge that will be looking at this case to be free and fair, and to look at the justice of the case, not its technicalities. You must fear God, and you must honor the wishes of the people of Nigeria. This is our time and chance to lay the foundation for a new and a better Nigeria. I plead with every justice not to compromise and not to sell your conscience. Remember that we will all stand before God and be judged, and we will all have to give an account of what we did in the flesh. On a happy note and on a proud note, we, the residents of Abuja, delivered our country last week by refusing to allow the old order 25% of our votes. We did our part. It is now left for the courts and new justices to do your part. I want to say that the President-elect did not win Abuja, did not win Lagos, did not win Kano, did not win Kaduna, and we know that he did not win in Port Harcourt. Let justice reign, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.